What's up, guys? Today I want to do a problem with you guys here. A LeetCode problem. This problem is number 1480, running sum of a one-dimensional array here. Today we're going to be working in JavaScript. Of course, I'll probably go back and do the same problem in some different programming languages, especially going from a high level programming language to a more low level programming language. But anyways, with this problem from here, basically what it's saying is that each number here is a running sum of every element before it. So the third position is going to be 3 plus 2 plus 1 equals 6. This position here is going to be all of these numbers added together. And that's one way to think about that. And I definitely, the first time I did this problem, I actually didn't see sharp. And I actually had two kind of a nested for loop. So a for loop within a for loop. But as I worked with it more and more, I tried to optimize it more. I realized that the element in this position is just the previous. So let me make sure I phrase this properly here. The element in the third position here is equal to the second position plus, like this one plus this one equals 6 from there. So this one, the third position, plus the second position gives you this next position from there, right? So hopefully that's making some sense there. So if we keep that into consideration here, we can actually make this a little bit more simple when we cycle through here. If we take a look at the constraints here, we're dealing with an array of greater than 1, less than 1,000. So we don't have to deal with the issue if the array is empty or anything like that here. And we deal with negative 10 to the 6th power up to positive 10 to the 6th power from there. So the first thing we're going to do here is let's go ahead and declare an empty array. We're going to say let r equals an empty array from there. And by the way, if my explanation wasn't clear, I do apologize about that here. This position is going to be equal to, so the third position is going to be equal to the previous position plus the third position from there. All right, so essentially it's kind of like if we don't think about arrays, it's going to be x equals, I'm going to make this some comment, x equals x of the first array plus x minus one position of the other array from there, right? So now that what we're going to do is we need to return an array here. So we're going to say return r. And now we're going to set up a for loop. So we're going to say for let I equals 0. I is less than nums.length. And then we're going to say I plus plus. Now just to make sure we didn't break anything here, I'm going to log out the nums array here, nums at position I. And let's go ahead and run this. And let's see if we get a good output at least. It's going to be wrong, of course, but the standard output, that's what we expect to see. Cool. Now, the first thing we have to consider is that the whole thing I talked about before of one step back here, like, the 6 equals 3 plus 3 here. Well, if we're at the first element of the array, that's not going to work here. So we're going to say if I equals 0, then we're going to basically just array of position 1 is going to be equal to nums position 1, right? Else we'll deal with that in a second. And then at the bottom from here, I'm going to console log out the array, just so we can see here. So if this works as it should here, the array should just be the first number, which should be 1, or in this case, it should be also 1 here. In this case, it should be 3 here. So let's go ahead and run this here. Of course, it's still going to be the wrong answer because we only dealt with half the problem so far. 1, looking good. 3, 3. All right, so this we know is, well, we should expect that this is working properly. Now what we want to do here is we're going to say let temp, because it's going to be a temporary variable, is equal to nums at position I plus array at position I minus 1. Because again, we're taking one step back here. We're taking if this I is currently on 3, right? Or I guess 2, third position, second index here. So 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, 3. Take a step back, 3 equals 6 from there. We want to push that into the array at position I is going to be equal to temp from there. Now, if we run this here, now we have the correct answer from here, right? Looking pretty good. Now I'm just going to go ahead and clean this up. We can probably even remove this here. Put that right there. And if we really want to be really slick with our code here, we can even probably put this on the same line because it's basically a pretty simple statement, right? And then format that up just a bit more there. So off the bat here, we declare an empty array here. We're cycling through the argument that we get nums. If it's equal to 0, just set it equal to the same element as the initial array here, the input array, the first element of the input array is going to be equal to the first element of the output array here. Otherwise, if it's greater than 1 here, we're going to take the previous element of the output array and we're going to add to the current element of the input array, and then we're going to put it at the position of the current index, if that makes sense. Hopefully I said that correctly there. Right? So if we take this one here, let's say we're on position number 4 there, 10 plus 1 back here, 10 plus 6 is going to equal 16, and we're going to put 16 into that position from there. Let's go ahead and submit this. And we can see that now we have the correct answer from here. So if you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave me a comment down below. If you thought this could be optimized, or you thought I was confusing with my explanation, be sure to let me know. And be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to keep making these. I'm going to keep trying to get better and better. And I hope you guys have a great day.